the key to being deliberate and having control over your point of attraction. Ooh, we love those words. Control over your point of attraction. You creating your own reality. You deciding what you want, and you setting the tone, and you practicing the tone, and you emitting the frequency deliberately, and you noticing what's coming in response to your deliberate offering of vibration. It just doesn't get any better than that. When you sync up with the source within you, when you sync up with all that you've been asking when you sync up with all that you have become, all that you have decided that you want, and all that you have already vibrationally become, that's when it gets a little dicey for some. You've already vibrationally become the vibrational version of every desire that this time-space reality has helped you to figure out. But sometimes you're not living it. Sometimes you can't yet see it. You can't hear it. You can't smell it or taste it or touch it. And you say, yeah, Abraham, there's not that much satisfaction, in the vibrational version of things. And we say, but if you'll hang in there in satisfaction for the good feeling that you found when you focus upon what you want to be. What you want to be must be realized completely by you. And the only reason that sometimes you don't think it's going to be, or that it isn't yet, is because you're so aware of its absence that you block its presence from your realization. A few seminars ago, Esther and Sandy were moving around in the back hallways of the hotel. Esther calls it the belly of the whale. She loves being back there. They are so efficient and all different and very confusing. And Sandy goes ahead the night before with arrows, bright pink arrows, and she sticks them on the wall to mark Esther's path so that Esther won't have to roam around with you out in the... She likes that too. And so Esther is making her way with Sandy. They're following the arrows, and it's in a particularly confusing place. But they made their way back. They were having a very good time. And when they got to the back door to come into the room, the door was locked. So close, and yet so far. And Esther laughed because they had plenty of time, and Sandy went scurrying off, mad at herself a little bit because the door was locked. It hadn't been the night before, but someone had been very efficient and locked it up, and so they couldn't get in. And as Sandy was going to find someone, two women walked around the corner, and Esther said, do you happen to have a key to this room? And one of them smiled and pulled it from her pocket and opened the door. And Esther was able to holler at Sandy so she didn't get too far away. We're in, we've made it in. We want you to realize that right around the corner is everything you want. The key to every closed door really is right around the corner. But you got to be in the place of allowing that to happen. There is always someone walking right around the corner with the key. Always, 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 always. But if you are in a bad mood, if you are disappointed in yourself or others, if you are feeling guilty or worried about something, if you've been beating the drum of injustice, if you've been practicing a frequency that translates right away into the manifestation of negative emotion, did you hear how clever that was? Translates into the manifestation of negative emotion as opposed to translating into the manifestation of positive emotion. The emotions that you feel are the first translation. They are the first manifestation. It's the first evidence of being in the place where more of what you're wanting is coming. So, and you've been banging around in this physical experience, and you have come to many conclusions that are yours personally and that are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful things for you to want. It is our desire that you begin immediately to realize more of them, because there's just no excuse anymore not to. You know too much. You have the tools. You know about law of attraction. Law of attraction says you get what you think about. You know that you live in a vibrational universe, and you are understanding that you are emitting a vibration. And you know that your emotions let you know how you're doing with that. Your emotions are your indicator between the frequency of who you've really become with all of the desires that you've launched and who you're allowing yourself to be right here, right now. So what we're really talking about all day, every day, in terms of the effectiveness of your personal creation, in terms of the effectiveness of you getting what you want and fulfilling your purpose and living your dreams and living happily ever after in the way that you intend to. The thing that is the ratio, the thing that we're talking about all the time is the relationship between what you want and what you believe about it. What you want and what you believe about it. So if you want prosperity and you are so happy whenever you see someone who is living a prosperous life, then there's no discordance in your frequency. You're not introducing resistance. You are in perfect sync with your desire, and it's going to come right around the corner. But if you are seeking prosperity and you feel concerned about those who have already got it, if you feel envious about their success or angry at them for getting there first, or mad at yourself for not yet being there, those negative emotions are your indicator that there is a vibrational variance between your desire and your practice thought, and you just can't get there from there. You've got to change your frequency. You can't walk into a different room. You can't hang around with different people. It isn't about the action. You can't even get a different job. You can't even line up different ways for money to come to you. If you don't change the vibrational frequency, the doors are going to keep being locked. You're going to be walking down hallway after hallway after hallway, complaining longer and longer and louder as you go further and further into the depths of the belly of the well that won't yield to you what you want.